Hello and welcome to Saturday's edition of Cracking the Cryptic. And today's puzzle, as you can see on the screen, it's got a bit of a theme to it, and the testing community are raving about this. Apparently this is an absolutely beautiful puzzle. It's called Everything Is Stavros96, and of course it's by the author Stavros96, hence the 96 in the grid, and you'll find out when I read the rules there are also some rules about the cage totals that relate to the numbers 9 and 6 as well. And as I say, it's very rare that we get such unanimous feedback about a puzzle. This is really going to be worth trying. So if you get a few minutes over the next, well, once you see the video and you see this puzzle is out, do have a go. Before we get started, I need to give a shout out to Reverend's Puzzle Hunt, which is available to everybody now over on Patreon. I put a link on the screen right there, and I think we all owe Reverend a bit of a round of applause, because it is very hard in my experience to pitch a puzzle hunt or a Sudoku hunt at the right level. You always get some feedback that says, oh, well, it was a bit easy or it was a bit hard. But this time, I mean, we've had over 200 correct solutions so far, and all of them are basically saying this was absolutely great fun. So well done to Reverend. You've hit the spot. You've hit the nail on the head. And yeah, I think everyone owes you a debt of gratitude in these troubled times. Now, and also I need to read out the names of the correct answers we've had in the last 24 hours. So very well done to Alexander Miller, Melomania, Derek Allen, Johannes Verelst, Benjamin Michael, Rob Sommer, Michael Dyrud, I think that is, Bernie UK, and Daniel and Catherine. Very, very well done, all of you. Your answers were correct. And so congratulations. Also, if you like your cryptic crossword spicy, and who doesn't, do get over to Patreon and check out Mark's solve of the most recent Times monthly special. It's a monthly puzzle by the Times of London, and it is very, very hard, and for that reason it's very, very amusing, because we get to see Mark struggle over a cryptic crossword, and those of us who know Mark know that that is a rare thing indeed. Now, what are the rules of Stavros96's puzzle? Let me read them to you. We have got normal Sudoku rules apply. Grey lines are palindromes, so they need to read the same forwards and backwards. So that means that, how long is this palindrome? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Right, so that means if we start at this end and sort of just throw in some digits, let's throw in 6 digits from that end. Now, you can see if we start reading this way around the palindrome, 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, we now know the palindrome from this end must read the same way, 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. So that now, when we read the whole string of digits on the palindrome, whether we start from this end or this end, it will sound exactly the same. So that's the rules regarding the palindromic part of the puzzle. So the grey lines are palindromes. Along thermometers, digits must increase from the bulb end. So thermometers in this puzzle are not covering a great deal of yardage. We can agree to that. So basically, these are almost like inequality signs, to be honest. It's basically saying that cell has to be higher than that one. That one has to be higher than that one. And that's all we're going to get from those thermometers. And now we've got cage rules. In each cage, the digits must sum to 9 or 6. And that's it. Digits may not repeat within a cage, actually. That's another rule. So we've got normal killer Sudoku rules, except for each of these cages, we have no clue what they add up to, except that it's 9 or 6, in keeping with this 9-6 theme. So do have a go. As I say, this is a special one. The way to play is to click the link under the video. Now I get to play. Let's get cracking. Now my eyes are drawn straight away to the top left-hand box, because that has 2 complete cages in it. Now, okay, well these can't both be 6 cages, because then these 5 cells would have to add up to 12, and we can't make 5 cells add up to 12, because even if we use the digits 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, that will add up to 15. So these are not 2 6 cages. Okay, so if there are 6 and a 9 cage, then we will use those digits 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, and they will add to 15. Or they could be 2 9 cages, in which case they'll add up to 18, which means if they add up to 18, they've got to have a 1 and a 2 in them, but no 3. So the way I've talked about this before, but the way I tend to get a grip on that sort of calculation is I learned the triangular numbers. So I actually think about what's the minimum a 6-cell combination could be if you can't repeat a digit. I know that's 21, 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5 plus 6. Now, if I miss out one digit from that, so if I miss out the 3, I therefore know that the other digits can add to 18, which means that it is possible to make 5 cells add up to 18 without including a 3, which is a very long-winded way of explaining how you can do it quite quickly if you get used to it. So what do we learn? We learn there is definitely a 1 and a 2 in those 5 cells, and that is obviously not the place to start, because that is not really much of a restriction, is it? Right, so where else should we look? We'll have a look at a palindrome, I think. Probably this palindrome, just in case that interacts with the 1s and the 2s. Oh, right, okay, so I'm going to get to do colouring today, aren't I? Let's do colouring. So, we can say that that cell and that cell are the same digit because they're at either end of the palindrome, so we will make those purple. We can go these ones, and the next along the line, they can be green. These ones can be blue. Not seeing, well, you can see greens and purples are shunted up into here, where, oh, actually red I'm going to use for the next colour, and that's going to be interesting. Yes, yeah, okay. So I was just thinking about whether purple and green could go up here, or that I knew they were going to go up there, but then noticed that this is the next line on the palindrome. And this is really clever setting because this digit here appears in row 5 alongside a green and a purple. So, look along there now. Is it possible that this digit, this red digit, is green or purple? No, it's not, because if it was, we would have 2 of the same digit in row 5. So, we get to say a very unusual sentence, which is that the start of column 3 in this puzzle is a red, green, purple triple. Oh, and in fact, that's a nightmare, because now I can't very easily pencil mark this, because what I want to do is to label these cells green and purple, but I don't have a way of doing that. So what I'm worried about is if I go green, purple, for example, and then I forget that this could be either way round. I'm not sure whether to leave that in or... I think I'll leave it in and try and remember that these 2 squares can be either way round, but that is a recipe for disaster. Have I sown the seeds of my own demise here? We shall see. Right, just remember, this is not necessarily in this order. Okay, so what have we now learnt? We have learnt that... I don't really know. Have we learnt anything very useful? We've learnt... Oh, maybe we've learnt something about... Right, so the purples and the greens and the reds... yeah, this might be important. The purples, the greens and the reds, look, all appear in a 3-cell cage somewhere. So this purple is in a 3-cell cage, the green is in a 3-cell cage, and the red is in a 3-cell cage. So this means these can't be terribly high digits, because even if these cages added up to 9, the biggest digit you can put in a 9 cage in 3 cells is 6 if it was 1, 2, 6. So maybe the actual question we're meant to ask is maybe the right question is where do the big digits go in box 1? Because we can put big digits in a 2-cell cage. Right, I see. So, yeah, so let's ask where 7, 8 and 9 go in box 1. We know that 7, 8 and 9 can't be green or purple, so they don't go in those squares. They don't go in this box either, because you can't put 7, 8 and 9 in a 3-cell cage. That's what we've just been talking about. So 7, 8 and 9 go into 3 of these 4 cells. Of course, you can't put 9 in a cage, ever. You can never put 9 in a cage because it would have to be accompanied by a 0. So 9 is in one of those 2 cells. Oh, maybe that actually... these 2 cells are on the palindrome. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 and 6 on the palindrome. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, this is lovely. Absolutely lovely. So this square can't be a 9, because if that's a 9, its reflection on the palindrome is this square, which is in a cage. So you can't put 9 here. So we get a digit, actually. This is a 9. This is not a 9. And now... Oh, actually, let's just put the 9 on the palindrome as well. Let's not miss out on that. So 9 in this box now, maybe. I was about to think about the 7s and 8s, but I think let's carry on thinking about 9s in case we can do anything. We know 9 is not purple, because purple is in a 3-cell cage. Another strange sentence. 9 isn't there, because that's in a cage. So 9 is in 2 positions in box 4 here. It's... Oh no, it can be in 4 positions, I think, in box 7. Not about this one. It can be in... Can't be in those cells by Sudoku. It can't be in the bulb of a thermometer, because you can't make that square equal to 10, and it can't be in that square because that's in a cage. So in fact we get 9 in one of 2 places in box 2, which means it's in 2 places in box 8, because it can't go in the bulb of a thermometer. Oh, okay. Well, that was a flurry of activity that seemed quite useful. Now, let's come back to this, though, because we've got... okay. So 2 of these 3 squares have to be 7 and 8. But we can't put 7 and 8 in the cage, because then the cage will add to 15. And here's a knowledge bomb. 15 is not the same as 9 or 6. So this square must be a 7 or an 8. One of these 2 squares is a 7 or an 8, which means this is a 9 cage. So this is amazing, isn't it? We are actually making progress with this. 1, 2, 7. So this is either a 2-7 pair or a 1-8 pair. And that means the other digit, so whichever one this uses of 1 and 2, the other one is here. Oh, right, okay, so there's a simple deduction there, which says that this is not a 6 cage. Because if this is a 6 cage, it would be 1, 2, and 3, and then you couldn't fill this cage anymore. So this is also a 9 cage. And this cage is not a 6, 1, 2 cage, because we know there's a 1 or a 2 up there. So this is either 5, 1, 3, I think I'm going to pencil mark this. This is either 5, 1, 3, or 2, 3, 4. Actually, that's probably foolish. That's not really done anything, has it? Do we know anything useful as a result of that? I don't think we do. We know one thing. We know one new thing, which is that 3 is in this cage. Because this is either 2, 3, 4 or 5, 1, 3. So we can put the 7, 8 on the palindrome there. That's actually useful, because that means this cell, well, it means this cage is a 9 cage again. It can't be a 6 cage, so this square is a 1 or a 2. Two, 3. I've not... 2, 3. So there's definitely a 3 in here. So there's definitely a 6 in one of these 2 squares then. I've not pencil marked 6 in this box yet. So that means green or purple is equal to 6. So there's a 6 in one of those cells. and a 6 in one of those two cells, but I don't know which one. No, I do know which one actually. Oh, I've got to be really careful. See, this is why I can't do this up here. This is. I found some logic. Let's deal with the logic I found first. This square cannot be 6, because if that's a 6, that's a 1-2 pair, and that's going to clash with that cell. So this is not 6, which means this square is 6, which means purple is 6, which means that green is not 6. But what the problem is that I don't know which way round the green and the purple go up here. So I'm going to get rid of the colour, because it's going to confuse me, I think. Now, what does this mean? I tell you one thing it means, which is quite incredible if it's meant, and that's I've only put 9s and 6s in the grid so far. That's extraordinary. If that's deliberate, that is wondrous from Stavros96. That you only put 9s and 6s in the grid at the start. I love that thought. Oh my goodness. So maybe that's right. Maybe what I have to do here is to focus on 9s and 6s exclusively. No, hang on. I can do better than this. Because this cage contains a 3. So it can't have 4 and 5 in it. Oh, this is huge. So this domino here, which we know includes a 6, also includes a 4 or a 5. Whatever's not used in the 9 cage must appear there in the box. So these two squares, which are the green squares, must be sort of mapping onto the 4 or the 5. So this is a 4-5 pair. So the 4 and the 5 are going to give the green up here. The purples are going to give the 6, but we don't know the order. 5, 4, 5. Now... Yes, now we know this cage. This cage, if it's got a 4 or a 5 in it, cannot be adding up to 6. So this is a 9 cage, and these squares have got to be from 1, 2 and 3, because it's either going to be 4, 3, 2 or 5, 1, 3. That gives us a 1, 2, 3 triple in the column. Which means... Oh, this is lovely. Absolutely lovely. Look. So now red sees 1, 2 and 3. So this square is not 1, 2 or 3. I think the logic there is correct. That feels right. So red is now 4 or 5, which gives us a 4-5 pair in the row. Gives us a 4, 5, 6 triple in the column, so we can get rid of 4 and 5 from those cells. Still hasn't disturbed our 9s and 6s either. This square, therefore, is blue. Blue is fascinating. Good grief. Blue sees 4, 5, 6 in this position and 1, 2, 3 in this position. And it sees 9 in the box. So blue is 7 or 8. Which means in this column we have a 7-8 pair, which means these squares are 4, 5 and 6 to complete the column. So this thermometer cell is not too large. 1, 2, 3, 4 or 5. And that means... Oh, this cage here has got a 6 in it, so that must be a 1, 2, because that's a 9 cage, therefore. 2. As usual, apologies if you're spotting the next step ahead of me. It's very likely in a puzzle with this much complexity that I'm missing all sorts of things. I'm not getting much more from this side of the grid though, so I'm tempted to move over to the 6. Yeah, I'm going to move over to the 6. Am I going to keep the colouring? I'm going to keep the colouring. I'm not going to have... Because what I'm worried about is as I colour this one, I'm going to run out of colours. Well, let's see how we get on actually, because maybe I can use the greys. Well, okay, let's see how we go. So this square and this square are the same, so they can be dark grey. That actually does show up over the palindrome, so that's not maybe such a disaster. Now the next 2 cells are those 2. We can make those, I've not used orange yet. The next 2 can be yellow, not used yellow. Are we getting anything here? So now we're getting to the point where yellow, yeah, this is where it's going to get really spicy, because yellow may well be the same as green or purple or whatever goes. Well, it has to be the same as one of these 3 squares. Oh, we've got the same thing, of course. Sorry, yeah, I should have just done this instantly, but the 9, the way that the 9 worked with this triple up here, the 6 works with this triple, because this square and this square are the same digit. I think I've only got light grey left. That's really hard to see, but anyway, I can just about make it out. So, because light grey reflects onto this position in the palindrome, look, now dark grey is going to be down here somewhere, orange is going to be down here somewhere. So this triple is, wait for it, an orange, light grey, dark grey triple. Now, what does that tell us about the world? So this... Oh, good. Oh, this is absolutely beautiful. This is absolutely world class this time. Oh my goodness. Yes, because this triple... Oh, that's me learning how to play the guitar. Let me just go back to the puzzle. Maybe if I get the chance, I will try and play that in the intro. I might not have time today, but we shall see. Now let's go back. What was I thinking about? Yeah, I just found this. This is amazing because this box is a cage. Obviously, it's a cage here. These 3 colours go in a cage, so they can't be the digits 7, 8, or 9. But they also can't be the digits 4, 5, and 6, which they see in the row. So the only digits these can possibly be are 1, 2, and 3, which means this box is a 1, 2, 3 triple and adds to 6. And that now there are all sorts of things going on. Oh, good grief, because now orange is 1, 2, or 3, grey is 1, 2, or 3. We've got a 1, 2 pair in row 9, so that square is a 3. So grey, light grey is not 3. Which, yeah, I mean, we know these aren't 3, obviously, but I don't know which of these is orange and which of these is dark grey. I just know this one isn't. Oh, this is getting really confusing. Sorry, I've got... Now there's definitely a 3 in these 2 squares. Oh, wow. Okay. Well, it's not that one. That one sees a 3. Oh, whoa, this is incredibly intricate, but I think 3 is looking at the orange. So 3, that one is not a 3. Now that seems to imply from my colouring that that one is not a 3. So now 3 seems to only be possible, given there has to be a 3 in this triple of colours, it seems to have to be dark grey, which seems to suggest this square is dark grey. And that this square is light grey because of the palindrome, which means that this square is orange. Is that right? My goodness, this is completely insane. And the other thing I noticed the moment I put the 1, 2, 3 triple in is that these squares therefore are 7, 8 and 9. It's getting a bit confusing with the cursor and the yellow. Maybe I'm going to do away with the 6s. I know what the 6s are, so I'm going to undo in the sense that these 6s are resolved. I want to keep track of digits that are not resolved, so I'm going to switch the yellow to being purple. So these two squares are purple. Now, what does this mean? So now I've got 7, 8 and 9 into these squares. That's not 9, obviously. Blue. I could do Sudoku on blue. This square is blue, according to the blue rule. The blue rule of Sudoku. So that means we've got 7, 8 here. That means this square is not blue. Oh, this is getting crazy. 9 now has to go here in the row. So that means that's not 9. 9 is now in one of those two positions. I've got blue here. I've got this one, which needs to be a new colour. And I don't think I've got any colours available. I could go back to yellow again, couldn't I? I think I'm going to have to. Yellow then. So these two are yellow. Why do I think that's yellow, actually? I think that could be is that an error or is that true? That's me scanning up from this yellow and assuming this is yellow. I don't think that's right. Well, it might be right, but no, okay. No, it is right. It is right because this blue sees that square. Okay, so that is better. That is correct. This is blue. This is on the palindrome, so that must be yellow. The yellow must live up there. Yellow. I don't know. I don't know what it means. It means something. I'm not sure what. This is... Yellow's down here somewhere. Blue... It's funny, I don't seem to know anything about... Oh, now I know blue is in one of those two squares. If this is yellow, and it is because of the palindrome, blue is in one of that domino. So this is So now blue is in one of those two cells, and blue... not sure. So we've got to... I think we've got to find something else now. We've got a 1 or a 2 here. This is either a 6 cage or a 9 cage, so this has a lot of options. Oh, I've not actually done everything with the palindrome. Look, in the 6, these 4 squares have all... and 2 of them are in a cage. Oh, this is lovely. Lovely. Easy logic once I got round to looking at it. These 2 squares, look, they can't be 1, 2 or 3. So the minimum they can be is 4 and 5. but it's also the maximum they can be because they go into a 2-cell cage which can never add to more than 9. So this is a 4-5 pair and this is a 4-5 pair. Oh, and now we're going to be going crazy again with colours because there's a red 4-5 in here. So this is a green 4-5, which means that's a red 4-5. Now let's get the palindrome right. So I'm going to get this the wrong way. No, so the reds must be together. That must be red. This must be green. And what does that mean? Yes, now we can do Sudoku with reds because these reds have to go in one of those 3 squares. Therefore, they can't be 1 and 2. So it goes there, which means this square is a 4-5, which means it's not a 9. 9 is there. 9 is here. We get some digits. We have now ventured slightly off-piste with the 9s and the 6s. Look, 9 is down there. Oh, yeah, we got 3s in as well. We've got 6, look, in this box here. I don't know where it goes, but I do know it's in the bottom row because of this 6. It's in one of those cells. So that means it's in one of these 2 cells. 9. And what does this mean? So we got this cell, didn't we? So that means one of these 2 squares has got to be... Ah, we can do more Sudoku. This 4-5 pair rules out, look, this square can't be blue anymore. If that's blue, you'd have to put a blue in this triple by Sudoku. So this is not blue, which means this is blue. And I can see that's going to do something as well. If this is not blue, if this is blue, not only do we know it's a 7 or an 8, we also, and we know that is a 7 or an 8. Oopsie. 7 or an 8, and that's blue. But we also know this must be a 1 or a 2, so let's put that in. In fact, let's just delete everything in there and put 1 and 2 in it. I've not even thought about highlighting 1s and 2s on the left-hand side. But this is blue. So we've got blue, blue, Barley McGrew, Cuthbert, Dibble, and Grubb. We've got... so now we do more Sudoku, not Trumpton or Campbellwick Green or whatever that was. Blue can't be in these squares, so blue is in one of those squares with a 9. So this is a 9 blue pair, which means blue is in one of those squares as well. I think I'm going a bit mad. Yellow, look, has to be in one of those 2 squares. So this is a 3 yellow pair. I think I will put the yellow in and the 3 because I can sort of follow what that means. So this is a 3. This is a 3 yellow pair, which means that this was a blue 9 pair, so I should put the blue in as well. This... I don't know what this means at all. What do we do now? I feel like we've done some... I mean, the logic in this puzzle is incredibly clever. Purple is not 9, look. So 9 must be in one of those 2 squares by Sudoku in box 6, marrying it up with the positions in box 9. So now in this box, the 9 must be in column 9, and it can't be in the middle position. 2, 3. Red is in one of those 2 squares. Let's put that in. Yellow is in one of these 3 squares. Yellow is down here in one of these 2 positions. No, hang on. Hang on, we can do better than this, because this was the blue 9 pair. Now, if it's a blue 9 pair, 9 is not equal to yellow. So this is a 6 yellow pair. And that's looking at that cell. So this is not yellow, which means it is 3. And therefore it needs to not have a colour. And therefore this square is... Therefore this... Does this need to have a 3 in it? Yes, it does, because this is a 4-5. Oh, lovely. This is a 4-5, so you have to, in order for this cage to add up to 9, it needs a 3. We now know where the 3 goes. 3 is already down there. In fact, 3 being dark grey, I may want to lose the dark greys. Now, is this useful? Now, yeah, I need to use the yellow. So this square is not now yellow, which means this square is yellow. And yellow is a 7 or an 8. Ah, right, okay. Let's put that in. So this square here is definitely not 6. And what does that mean? What does it mean? Somebody tell me. The numbers, Mason. What do they mean? This is a high number at the end of a thermometer, so that's very nice in terms of the thermometer, but not very nice in terms of solving the puzzle. The purple I've not looked at, and that is seeing a 1, 2 and a 3 in the column here. And it sees a 4, 5. Purple is restricted. Purple sees 7, 8 and 9 in the box as well as 4, 5. Sorry, purple is 6. Whoa, this is a naked single. I just didn't see it. Sorry. So that means I'm not highlighting 6s either. So get rid of the colour from there. You don't deserve a colour. 6. What's that doing then? Is that doing anything? I don't believe it. It's not going to do anything, is it? Well, it isn't doing much, but I have seen something it does. The thing I've seen it does is it... I can't believe I'm saying this. It means there's an orange in one of these two squares. This box needs an orange in it. And it hasn't. This is not orange. So orange is in one of those two. Now therefore, by Sudoku, look, orange in box 8 can only go in that square. And that's quite good, maybe, because that... Oh, no, we actually already knew that, because this one's grey anyway. Oh, it's useless. Oh, dear, dear, dear. Bobbins, bobbins. Orange must go in one of those two squares now. Three in this box in the middle, look, has got to go in one of those squares. So these are actually an orange 3 pair. That's interesting. So we've actually, actually we can place the 3 and the 9 and the orange. Oh, now we might be going again. Right, now let's look at the effect of this on box 2, because I think I've got to put a 3 into one of those 3 squares. There's a 3 pencil mark there. There's a 3 here. So the 3 goes there, taking the position of a 9. The 9 goes here. The 9 goes here. But we know that orange is not 3 or 9. So this square loses its colour. This becomes orange. That becomes orange. This becomes orange. Oh, nearly. Orange is in one of those two. This, therefore, must be the other colour. I think I might resort or rehypothecate these towards purple. So we'll use purple for these, so I can just see it a little bit better if that's okay. So purple, that becomes purple. where does purple go in this thing at the top? This thingy thing box 1. Purple can only go there, so this is not 3, which means this is the 3, which means 3 is in one of those two cells, along with orange. This is another 3 orange pair. I feel I've said that before. 3 orange pair. 3 orange pair. This being... Now, if this is orange, this must be purple. So that's purple. That's purple. Oh, by Sudoku, this is purple. So this is a 1 or a 2. What does that mean? This column needs a 7 or an 8 to finish it. So that's a 7 or an 8. And do we know the colour? We do. That's a blue. That's... Oh, I thought that was going to give me something. It's not. You rotter. You absolute rotter. Blue is now in one of those two squares where it overlaps with red. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. So this box, look, this square's got to be 4, 5 or 6. We have got a very colourful grid. And probably... So what am I missing here? I've got to think about one of these colours. One of these colours is going to reveal something. Which one is it? It's... Is it yellow? Yellow's in one of those two. Don't see that it's... Oh, maybe it's yellow in here. It is yellow in here. Yes, yellow. Yellow's got to be in one of those two squares. Now, I don't know which one it is, but I care not because it matches up with the yellow I seem to have pencil marked in box 9, which means yellow in column 9 can now only go in this square, so this becomes yellow. And that, what does that do? That plonks yellow in there. Oh, yeah, okay, that's fine. Yellow now has to be in this cage, and it has to be here by Sudoku, so that becomes yellow. This square, therefore, has to be a 1 or a 2, because this must be a 9 cage. Oh, whoopsie, that's a 9 cage. Now, do we know the colour? Yes, we do. This is a purple, because it can't be an orange. So my yellows I've made a bit of progress with. I've now got purple here. I've now got, yeah, okay, so now look, one of those two has to be purple. It can't be this one, or this cage couldn't add up to 6 or 9. So this has become purple, which means by Sudoku this becomes purple, which, and I know you've all seen it already, that means that one must become yellow, which means this one is not yellow, which means because this was a yellow 6 pair, this one is not only yellow, and it is yellow, but this one is 6. That means that one is 6, it looks like, by Sudoku. That means that one is 6 by Sudoku. That one's not 6 anymore. Therefore, it is green. Some of the comments, some of the sentences I've said today have really been extraordinary. Now, green, look, by Sudoku has to be here. Does that matter? Yes, it does matter, because green in this box now has to be there, exactly there. So now this is a 9 red pair. And we know where the red goes. The red goes here, which means this can't be a 9. So this is not 9, which makes this a 9. oh no, it doesn't do anything. Oh, it does. It gives me a 9 at the bottom. That 9 is welcome to me because that means this square is turned into a blue, and a blue is a 7 or an 8, which means, yes, it's just checking that the cursor wasn't here somehow, and that was why this looked yellow, but that means this one is a 7 or an 8 and is blue, which means this one is blue and therefore not red, which means that one is red and therefore 4 or 5. That means this one is 4, 5 or 6, I think. Oh, it's 6 then. Look, because there's a 4, 5 pair in the row. That's another digit. We get a 6 here, which means that must be a 3, which means that's a 3. So 3s shouldn't be coloured. These were a 3 orange pair, weren't they? So we should get rid of the colours in there, change these to being 1s and 2s. And just take stock for a moment and have a think to yourself, Simon, and try and work out what on earth is going on in this puzzle. This square, what is that? That's red. Okay, good. That's red. That's a 4 or a 5. I've not got enough reds. Yeah, I've not got a red in there. Let's get a red in there. I've now got all the reds. I've got a 6 here. Ah, that 6, look, is ruling us. Oh, this 6 is mighty. This is doing mighty work. Firstly, it's giving a 6 there. That's the first thing I saw. Now, the next thing I saw is it's ruling a 6 out of this square. And that, look, is now this thermometer. Its purpose has been revealed to us. I wonder if this thermometer was just put in there for symmetry then, because this thermometer doesn't seem to be doing any work, but this is. It's telling us the order. Oh, and of course, now we know the order. This is a 5 and a 4. We now know that all reds are 4s. So all of those we can just type in 4 for. This 5 must be the green. So all of those should become 5s. My goodness me, actually that one as well needs to be a 5. Look, I hadn't coloured it in, but I think that must be a 5. So let's just take a stare at the grid. Now, what disambiguates the rest of this? Answers on a postcard. Oh, yes. Okay, look, I've got a 4 in here now. This cage has to add up to 9, not 8. So we now know purple is 2. Okay, which if we know purple is 2, we know orange is 1. If we know this cage has to add up to 9, so blue, dark blue is now turned into 8. Yellow is 7. And this one must have been one I didn't colour, because that looks like it's going to be 7. Don't worry, I am going to colour it. It needs to be yellow. And I think we've just solved the puzzle, have we? I think I've filled it all in. Let me just stare at it for a moment. Let me just fill in all the 3s with dark grey as well, just so it's. So I've just, yes, that's very appropriate. It's only the 9s and the 6s now that are not coloured in, which is, given Everything Is Stavros96, I think Stavros would be pleased with. Please be right. Yes, that is a brilliant puzzle. That is a quite brilliant puzzle. I loved it. The whole joy of solving it is tremendous, and the logic, especially this row 5. This being a 2-3-1 triple was absolutely sensational. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments. I do read them. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll be back later with another edition of Cracking the Cryptic.